Hi, I'm Graeme, Chief Exec of SCMA. During the pandemic, I've recorded almost 30 video updates for members. These are related to changes to our operating guidance and other issues which have impacted upon childminders and on families. Today's video is very different as it introduces our new strategy. It looks through and beyond COVID, and we'd encourage anyone with an interest in the future of childminding in Scotland to watch this presentation. So in the absence of being able to hold a physical launch event, I'll start by saying that I'm delighted to be involved in launching our new 3-year strategy and to have the opportunity to share this with you and what it actually means for members, for childminding and for families. So alongside this video, you'll find a link to a short 3-minute animation which aims to bring our new strategy to life far better than I ever could. We hope that the animation is accessible and also engaging for the wide range of audiences that as an organisation we interact with. So for members, the wider childminding community, those considering a career in childminding, but also for other stakeholders, childcare providers, policymakers, local authority staff, inspectors, and importantly for parents, children, families and the wider public. We know how busy you all are and you don't have time to read lengthy documents just now. So if this animation is all that you have time to watch just now, that's fine with us. We hope you'll get something from it. However, we'd also strongly encourage you to read our new strategy if you can find the time to do so. The strategy itself is also deliberately short and at a glance lays out the 15 areas on which we'll be working over the next 2 years. It covers 5 key work streams and the underlying principles and values which will support our work. This is so that anyone can quickly understand what we as an organisation are about and what we'll be doing. It'll enable members to see what they're contributing to, supporting and are part of. It'll also enable the Scottish Government, local authorities and other organisations to see what our priorities are, what we'll be working on, and to positively create opportunities for more joint working and funding so we can strengthen childminding, so we can support more families and increase parental choice. Now, while the animation and the strategy are both short, they're also deceptively simple and that a massive amount of work has gone into informing our new strategy. This has involved many months of analysing data, looking at the trends, surveys, engaging and listening to our members, obtaining evidence, speaking to other stakeholders. So what this video is intended to do today is to provide those of you who want to access it with more information about our new strategy, why it's needed just now, what we aim to achieve and why we're leading this change. This will take about 15 minutes of your time, so you might want to pause the video and grab a tea or coffee while you watch it. As our members will be aware, SCMA is the only national organisation in Scotland dedicated to and specialising in supporting all aspects of childminding. We also fulfil a number of functions. Firstly, we're a membership organisation, of which 83% of childminders in Scotland are members, and membership is at the heart of what we do, from representing members' views and experiences nationally to supporting their practice needs. We're an advocacy body. We use evidence to influence changes in policy, practice and thinking, and we campaign for and act as a catalyst for change. We play a leading role in the development of childminding and promote quality in childminding practice. And we're also a national third sector organisation or a charity and a direct service provider in their own right. We receive funding from some local authorities to deliver services in their areas for childminders, children and families. This includes our vital community childminding services, which have helped over 900 families in need over the last 3 years alone. I should also stress that we specialise in childminding. It's not just part of what we do, it's all that we do. And we've got a team of 30 dedicated staff working around Scotland all year round to support childminding. So why do we need a new strategy for childminding? In recent years, childminding has experienced a number of challenges. Our workforce has declined in size. There's been both an increase in those leaving childminding and a decrease in new entrants coming into our workforce. And this is a really, really important area. But prior to SCMA taking an active interest in this, nobody's really been looking at that, or more importantly, acting on it. And many childminders have found it really difficult to compete with the rapid scale of nursery expansion to support the delivery of early learning and childcare policy, and the provision of 1,140 funded hours of childcare for preschool children. A large-scale survey that SCMA conducted last year, to which almost 1,500 of our members responded, confirmed that this was one of the main reasons that childminders have been leaving our workforce or are considering doing so, along with the feeling that there's too much bureaucracy. On ELC, particular challenges have been encountered in getting involved in delivering funded hours for childminders who wish to do so. Some local authorities who understand the benefits of childminding have been supportive and really inclusive. Others have unfortunately been much less so. There have also been outdated misperceptions about childminding. Many childminders would be familiar with these, that somehow childminding is just looking after or babysitting. Those who know anything about childminding know it is so much more than that. Childminding is a unique, high-quality, flexible and nurturing form of childcare delivered in a home setting. Childminding is consistently one of the highest rated forms of childcare in Scotland through independent inspection. Childminders follow the same frameworks, curriculum for excellence, getting it right for every child, and quality indicators as nurseries and other providers. Childminding also offers additional value beyond this through small group sizes and through the benefits on development of children of different ages being able to play and learn together. But too many people don't know about this or the many benefits that childminding has to offer. So this is why for many childminders it's always felt that in policy terms or when it comes to priorities, that childminding is at the bottom of the pile, at the end of the list, behind local authority nurseries, behind private nurseries and behind other childcare providers about whom more is understood. And all of this has to change. We also recognise that times have changed. Childminding itself has changed, and we wanted to ensure that what we were doing is supporting our members' evolving needs. So against this background, we developed a new and ambitious 3-year strategy as the first step in a longer-term journey, which we believed would be required to address these issues. We were just in the stages of finalising that strategy in March of last year when COVID struck. So recognising the unprecedented national emergency in which we all found ourselves, we delayed implementing a new strategy and put it to one side. Instead, we prioritised supporting members in our workforce during a pandemic. During this time, we've worked incredibly hard to keep childminding open as long as it was safe to do so, to support members and to increase the chances of childminding businesses remaining sustainable. We've also innovated and done things quite differently to how we've done before. We're not the same organisation we were 10 years ago, 5 years ago, even a year ago. COVID has changed us all and how we do things. But COVID has also worsened a number of the challenges and the trends that we'd faced before it. COVID and the extended reduction in demand for childcare, while parents and carers have been required to work from home or have been on furlough, has threatened and affected viability of many childminding businesses. Our workforce has continued to decline and has now decreased by 22% in the last 5 years. We have an ageing workforce. 1 in 5 childminders, 21%, are aged 55 plus. So we've got a really experienced workforce, but one in which we risk losing lots of experience in the next few years. Local access to childminding can vary significantly. In some parts of Scotland just now, some childminders have got very little business. There are other areas where there are no or very few childminders, and we need to go out and develop childminding there so that we can increase access to childminding and increase parental choice. And there are some areas where we have a lot of childminders, but not enough to keep up with local demand. And again, we need to go out and recruit more childminders for those areas. During COVID, the inequalities between childminding and other childcare providers have widened. The level of demand from vulnerable families for our services has increased. And we need to respond to this. We need to support more families. Finally, many childminders have felt really devalued and even more frustrated by the outdated perceptions which continue to exist. And there's a need for this to change. So when you consider all of this, we hope you'll agree with us that the need for our new strategy has only increased and it's greater than ever. So recognising these issues, we secured a commitment from the Scottish Government last year to develop a new action plan on childminding for Scotland. We shared our work with them and our strategy, and we worked really closely to heavily influence a number of positive governmental commitments to childminding within the action plan. This included much needed financial support for business sustainability, to provide stability in the short term from which to launch longer term actions. As such, we see the action plan as being complementary to our new wider ranging and more ambitious strategy. And we're starting to make progress. But we believe the need very much remains for SCMA to take an affirmative and professional lead on behalf of childminders and the issues which matter to them in influencing change, in creating a stronger future for childminding, in engaging others and bringing them with us. So while we're not out of COVID yet, we felt the time was right to launch our new strategy now. We've reviewed the strategy for currency, given a pandemic and where we are, and we're publishing it in the form of a looser framework in which we'll be operating over the next 3 years. So while we may have to adjust some plans in response to COVID, we believe that it should make it clear to our members and to a wide range of stakeholders with whom we engage what our priorities are going to be. This is really important, as while we're happy to and we will lead in many areas, we'll be able to achieve more in other areas by working with others. So in simple terms, on membership, we will help members to recover their businesses as we move further on from COVID, and we'll refresh our membership package so that it provides members with what you need, when you need it, and in the most appropriate form. On representation, policy and influencing, we will continue to provide a strong professional voice for childminders around Scotland, using evidence and your experiences to represent the matters which are important to you nationally and locally. We need to increase the opportunity to deliver funded hours for those of you who like to do so. From August, parents will receive around £4,500 of free childcare each year through their entitlement to 1,140 hours of ELC for 3 and 4 year olds and eligible 2-year-olds. This level of childcare will be very attractive to many, and we believe parents will go where they can access it, and that childminders should be able to provide it if they'd like to. However, it would be wrong for any of us, the Scottish Government, local authorities or SCMA, to just look at childminding from an ELC perspective. We recognise that many of you provide childcare to children from birth through to 12, or even 16 in the case of some children with additional support needs. And around 50% of children in our settings are of school age. Childminders contribute to the learning and development of all of these ages of children, so the balance of our support from members should reflect this, and we should do just as much to support members caring for all ages of children as we've been doing for children within the current scope of ELC. On workforce, learning and quality, we will take action and work with others to develop a more sustainable childminding workforce, and we'll increase retention and avoid premature skills loss. We'll also work to support ongoing skills development and learning at all career stages within childminding. On families and communities, we will develop further our community childminding services and other services to meet the increasing demand that we are receiving from families in need. This will provide vital support for families, but also while creating opportunities for childminders to help them and to diversify their business models. We'll also aim to develop childminding in areas where provision is currently low, particularly where parents might be on low incomes, and we'll undertake targeted recruitment to increase access to childminding to support parental choice in these areas. In addition, we'll be supporting interest in becoming a childminder. Childminding can provide an incredibly rewarding career for those wanting to make a difference to children and in our local communities. COVID has caused many people to reassess their lives and our priorities, including the work-life balance. And we need to tap into this and to bring more people into childminding in areas where childminders are needed. And finally, on the value of childminding, we will lead work to fundamentally change outdated perceptions of childminding, increasing the value attached to it by parents, policymakers, other providers and the wider public, and to redefine how others view childminding. Our work in this area will be as important as anything we do or have ever done as an organisation. We recognise that to change perceptions and challenge thinking, we need to do this on many levels. Through the national and local media, the social media, in person, engaging with politicians, policymakers, local authority staff, parents and the public, and much work is already underway. But we also recognise the role which we can all play personally, as individuals, in contributing to changing perceptions within our own local communities. Small actions in our daily life can also make a difference and can contribute to collective change. Within SCMA, we are absolutely committed to childminding. So that's why, as part of our personal commitment to changing perceptions about childminding, I'm proud to be wearing a new SCMA t-shirt today, which we've designed and developed to positively promote and affirm our message about childminding. We believe it's time to change the narrative on childminding and to be more affirmative and positive about it and what we want others to understand about childminding. So in coming weeks, you'll see staff, some of our board members wearing these around Scotland and in our local communities and when meeting with others. And there'll be positive opportunities for members to get involved if you would also like to join with us in promoting positive messages about childminding and contributing to redefining how others see us. We're realistic, We recognise that the full long-term impact of the pandemic on childminding is still to be seen. Many businesses remain vulnerable and will require support to recover. But there are also grounds for optimism. Across the sector, much work is underway to learn from COVID. Key points include significantly increasing interest in outdoors and play. These are both areas which have been core to childminding for many years. And there's a recognition that childminding was able to stay open more than any other form of childcare during the pandemic, as there was a lower risk of transmitting infection due to the smaller number of children in our settings. In addition to this, we're aware that some key worker families who experienced childminding for the first time when other settings were closed now wish to continue with childminders. Such was their positive experience. So there is much potential to build on this. And as we emerge from COVID, we believe that childminding can play a vital role in supporting national and local economic recovery, and our new strategy will place us very well to support this. We're also pragmatic. We recognise our new strategy is just the first step on a longer journey, and we might not be able to do everything that we would like to within the next 3 years. But we do believe it lays out our unequivocal commitment to addressing the challenges which childminding faces, and to strengthening childminding, to supporting families, and to increasing parental choice. This will be vital to maintain, grow and widen access to the unique, nurturing form of childcare and family support that childminding is. We are passionate about and believe in the future of childminding. So please, join with us on our journey. Stay well.